Today we're going to compare two legendary shoe rivals, the ASICS Gel-Nimbus 24 and the New Balance 1080 V12. We're going to chat about what the strengths and weaknesses of these shoes are and which one will suit you better. I'm going to compare four aspects about these shoes: their tech specs, their performance, their aesthetics, and their value for money. But before I get going, I want to introduce myself. I'm Dylan. Professionally, I'm a footwear buyer for a sports retail chain here in South Africa, and once a week I make a YouTube video about running shoes. So if this interests you, consider subscribing. But without further ado, let's get going. As I said, the Gel-Nimbus and 1080 are like-for-like models that both make up a large percentage of the overall running shoe market share. Both models are also their brand's flagship shoes that have a strong individual following. And they both are recent updates. But what's interesting is that they've almost updated in different directions. Let me give you an example. The new 1080 has put on about 30 grams of weight, while the Nimbus has lost about 20 grams of weight. The new 1080 adopts a more oversized design with a wider base and also a more generous fit, while the new Nimbus has a more slim fit. The 1080 also has a more padded upper and generally adopts more material, while the new Nimbus slims down and becomes a more streamlined shoe. So while these are like-for-like products, their updates create point of difference. And if we dig into their designs, we'll find further differences. For instance, on the 1080 we have a stretchy knit upper, while on the Gel-Nimbus we have a more traditional jacquard mesh. On the 1080 we also have an 8mm heel to toe drop, while on the Gel-Nimbus we have a 10mm or 13mm on the women's. What is similar though is the stack height on these models as well as the weight. The weight on a 1080 is 296 grams, while on the Nimbus it's 290 grams, and that is per men's sample size. And now let us compare these shoes' performance. The Nimbus is a tad softer, but this could be different if you are a heavier runner who's able to compress the foams a bit easier. In terms of responsiveness, I think it's close. The Gel-Nimbus has made a big improvement since last season, but I think the 1080 has the upper hand, or at least as I felt. There is a slight difference in the way your foot transitions in either of these shoes. In the Gel-Nimbus you have more of a traditional heel to toe, while in the 1080 you have more of a rolling effect, whereby your forefoot doesn't bend quite as much. I have to give the aesthetics points to ASICS. It's a slick looking design, especially in this colorway, but regardless of the color, it's a beautiful silhouette that you may want to wear with jeans if you're into that. The 1080 does have beautiful detailing, but it loses some points with its chunky design or midsole. The previous model, however, in a black and white color was timeless. It was beautiful. The last point of discussion are these shoes' value for money. Let's be honest, you're not buying either of these shoes to save money. You're buying them because they're their brand's flagship shoe that offer you a premium running experience. That is if you're willing to pay top dollar. And now I'll leave you with the question, are you team Nimbus or team 1080? Let me know down in the comments. Thanks for watching. Cheers.